I'm Christine from Soothe Their Soul, and hi to all the Bernese owners in Burner Worldwide. I did a short film last week on grooming feet and stuff, and a lot of people watched it. Thank you, and I hope it helped. Thank you for your really nice compliments. So some people were asking for different things for me to show them, so I said that I would do another video. So the ones we have to cover today are basic brushing and tools, brushing of bushy tails, ear fuzz, and sanitary. So I'm going to break them up so they're not one big long film. So here are the basic tools that I use that you might see. This is a slicker, okay? It's from Chris Christensen. This is a pin brush that is not Chris Christensen. That's what I use. Pin brush from Chris Christensen. Your basic comb, Chris Christensen. Okay, and my favorite tool of all times, this is the rake that everyone keeps talking about. Now you can buy rakes anywhere. You can buy the double rakes. I don't like them. There's reasons why I don't like them. You have to watch these pins. These pins are very sharp. And what I see is sometimes when people start brushing or combing, they see a lot coming out and then they do it harder. Well, these, as soon as they touch the skin, it's going to hurt. So I'll show you how all these work and the difference in what they take out of the burner coat. So I'm just going to put them all aside here for a minute. I'm going to get my... Oh, you're not a Bernese Mountain Dog. I got the wrong dog. Oops. Oops. Sorry, honey. Okay. Sure, do you want to help me? This is Charlotte, and she's going to help me today. So I'm just going to put something on her to hold her in place. Nina, no, Nina, not your turn. Okay, just put your hand. Not your turn, Nina. I know, Charlotte, you never have this happen, but we have to show safety too, you know. Okay. So, these are some things that you would maybe see in the store to buy. Okay? Here's a brush. You see it all the time. I haven't brushed her in quite a while. Just for this. So that's how much you get out. Okay? Chris Christensen pin brush, a little bit different. Creates static electricity. You get a little bit more out. The comb, which if everyone took my tools away, I would just keep one comb. You get more. The slicker brush. You get more. Then we come to this. See what's coming out? More onto the back. Look at all this stuff coming out. So when I suggest that you I mean, if you're showing it for the show people, it's a little bit different. This is about home grooming, okay? And this is how to get the most of the undercoat out of your dog. And it's with this rake. Now, for the people in, where are my glasses? Where the people are Bergams, they're in Orangeville. I don't know whether they still have this kind of rake, but this is what works best. They like it. They like the feel of it. Look what you get out. You can go backwards like this because there's always fuzz underneath here. But if you bought all these thinking that they're the right brush, they're not. And then a lot of people will say, I keep brushing my dog. I brush, and there's still still fur all over the house. Well, you have to buy the right brush for this kind of fur. This will work on any other dog that you have, like not a Bichon or anything like that, but a double-coated dog like a Shepherd or a, what else is there? A Newfie. A lot of people that have a Bernese will have a Newfie. So, you know, I'm still going over and I'm still getting more out. So this is the puppy that you need. Right here. Takes nothing out. And they seem to like it a lot better because and when you're looking for things to buy, try it on your own skin first. It gives you an idea of how much pressure to put on. Look at all this. So I guess we can do the tail in this video because I'm right here. Excuse me. So a lot of people wonder how to do a bushy tail. Charlotte doesn't have as bushy tail as, say, Nina, but it's still the same thing. Be very respectful of the tail. The tail is connected to the brain through the spinal cord. And if you ever want to know what a dog is saying, watch their tail. You know, they say about cats. Well, it's true. So when I'm moving it up and down, you're changing her thoughts. Those aren't her thoughts. So I'm just always very careful with how I move their tail, and I do it respectfully because they know if you're not being respectful. Trust me. So I go underneath. My fingers are like this, and I hold the base of the tail. So when I'm going to brush, I hit my fingers first. There they are in there. So what I do is I guide it against the tail and comb out. So my fingers are like this, and it's going on top of my fingers. And what that does with your thumb as a guard, it stops you from raking it over the skin of their tail. They don't like that. You can hold the tail like this. Come over here. So if I don't touch my thumb, I don't touch the skin of their tail. But it also allows you to get right up there to get this fur. Good girl, Charlotte. If you wanted to comb closer to the tail, you could use the slicker. But go away from the tail. The tail is the easiest to do when they're laying down. You know, again, I've got the advantage because I've got the table. You can lift up very gently. Very gently. Let them adjust. Now Charlotte's used to this, but just let them adjust so they don't think that you're going for their private parts, because that's what vets do. So they're kind of waiting for you to do something other than brushing. So I'm not holding it straight up, I'm kind of holding it to the side. And I'm not yanking on it, it's kind of sitting in my hands. Again, you can get right in here. With the rake. And then I guide it back down. I don't just drop it. You could use the comb. Again, she doesn't want me to touch her tail, so I'm just going to wait a minute instead of forcing it. Okay? Again, the comb you can get right to your hands. And that way they will more likely be okay with you brushing their tail if you don't scratch the base, the hard part in here. Okay, so she's had enough. She's done pretty good. Okay, that's the end of that one, and the next one will be ear fuzz. Hi everybody, I'm back. This is Nina. We've had a change of props, and Nina is, she likes to lay on the table, so I put a safety on her. This is rubber on top of a chain, and so if she steps off, then only her foot steps off. She knows there's a border, but she doesn't fall. So that's the safety that goes on all pets, except for Charlotte, who just stays still. Ear fuzz. She doesn't have too much ear fuzz, and I think what people might be talking about is baby fur, like the fuzzy stuff on the ears from when they're really, really young, and it just sticks out all over the place. There's a couple of things that you can do. You can comb it, but again, you don't get much out. Pardon me. You can use your thinning shears. Excuse me. Again, you hold the ear and you kind of guide your thumb underneath where the fuzz is that you want to take out. So you will never worry about touching the ear with your scissors. If your hand is there. My motto is, if there is ever blood, it better be mine. So you can just go like this again with your thinning shears. And what the thinning shears will give you is the opportunity to give you the look that you want. Take as much or as little off. If you want to go down in here, you can use your thinning shears. You have to be careful because your dog is not used to, like she's used to this. So just be very, very careful when you get your thinning shears that you put your thumb underneath. And that's what you take off. And you hardly see it, but you take the fuzz off. You can do it up around here as well. You know, if it's her baby fur, let it just grow out. The other thing you can do, I wouldn't suggest it because not too many people, unless you've been to school, know how to use this, but this is a stripping knife. And if it's really, really fuzzy, you can do it this way. Now, they don't mind this at all because all I'm doing is just putting the fur against the knife, and it's only going to take out the fuzz. But it's easier and safer. You can go under the ear like this, take out this fuzz. You know, you could also do some fuzz back here if you wanted. It gives you an opportunity to do what you're doing, but not have it so drastic a look. And so if you make a mistake, don't worry about it. Okay, so that's the fuzz on the ears. I don't bother with stuff underneath here. I don't fix something that is not broken. I clean them once a month, unless they're out in the dirt. If they don't need cleaning, I don't clean them. So that's ears. Okay, see you in a bit. I am back. I thought I'd, instead of going right to the sanitary, I thought I'd talk about pants again, because there are a few people that really wanted me to concentrate on thinning out the pants. So again, take your rake. If it's really hasn't been brushed in a long time, you can take your slicker brush just to smooth it out a little bit. Just to smooth. Okay. Okay, so she doesn't have really huge pants. Thank you, honey. Oh. Hey. Hi, everybody. I'm back. I thought of going back to the pants a little bit because some individuals really wanted me to concentrate on the pants area and how to thin them out. So all I've done is I'm taking the slicker. You just go over it a little bit. Then you can go right to your rake just to see what's in there. Then you can take your thinning shears and you can either pull it aside, put a few little cuts in there, a little bit, go underneath, because if you go underneath, instead of going on top, because then you'll see all your mistakes, just go underneath. Now, Anita, listen, you will not get paid. Okay, so she keeps pulling out. All I'm going to do is put this across and put this on an angle a little bit. Okay, it'll just be a second. Be very careful with your thinning shears and pants. Okay, I would rather that you brush them out properly with a rake than using thinning shears. So I used a little bit. I have my hand here. So it's thinned out a little bit. You don't want to take their pants all the way off. If you wanted to go on an angle like this, but leave the bulk here. You know, they need it. They need bulk in their pants. Excuse me. If I wanted to scissor them, Nina, you're not making it easy. Then I would take my curved scissors, move up, stay, and I would just go like this. There, let's just cut a little bit, okay? All right, we'll go on to the sanitary clip now. Hi everybody, we're back. I'm going to talk about the sanitary clip that some people were asking me about. And the hard part about the sanitary clip is if they'll lay on their back on the floor and you can take a clipper, then that's one thing. If they won't stand still, then, and you take your dog to a groomer, you can ask them for a sanitary clip. It's easier when they're on the table because they're going to have to be on one leg, or I can show you a couple ways that I do it. I've got the advantage as well because I have about 6 different kinds of clippers. And the one clipper that works the best is called a clipper vac. It's got a vacuum attached to the clipper, so it pulls the fur into the blade as opposed to the blade going against the skin. Because I don't like to really put the blade against the skin, especially the under part. But I can also do that and show you. People asked what kind of clippers I use. If I had to go and get a pair of clippers for a Bernese Mountain Dog, well, you could still do it, but I don't suggest clipping your dog. Please don't clip your dog. But this is a Moser, and it is from, it's an Arco, it's wall, and it's a portable one. So there's you have to plug it in anywhere. So it's just, you can just use it in different places. One of them also has a light on it, which is great, because you can go in between the legs and you can see what you're doing. So Cash, I don't know if you can come in here and go up, just show from this angle. Can you see in there? Okay, so you would take the clipper and you would just bring it forward, not touching. For the people that want to take out a little bit of fur in here to make it a little bit cooler for them, that's all you're doing. With her, I go all the way up to in between here. Now, we talked about that before. It's because she's in the water. She also runs a lot through the weeds and stuff. So it seems to work best for her if this is clipped off. Then I can also wash the oils off of her when she's been outside, as opposed to having to give her a complete bath. So that way you don't have to you can just use it, slide it along. You don't have to really get too close and worry about whether you're going to hurt them or not. We go to the back. For the sanitary clip, I don't like to take anything off around the vulval area, simply because it's there for a reason. And if you wanted to do anything, what you could do is just go in between here. But don't go near the vulval part. I check hers. If there's some fur that has got some pee dried to it, then I'll take that off. But I like to keep the hair on their vulva because that's what keeps it clean, keeps the dirt away from it. So again, the sanitary up in here, you can do it. If you wanted more of a sanitary clip, meaning keep this a little bit cleaner, you could take some of this out. If you go to the groomer, a professional groomer, I also like to teach my customers the proper terminology, so you don't ask for one thing and come out and your dog ends up coming out looking like a poodle. A sanitary clip will be the fur between their legs, and they will take this part out. Like I said, I don't suggest you do that. There's no reason. The hair's there for a reason. If they have a ton of hair in between their legs and you want that cleaned out, that's what you will get. If you want, again, lift the tail slowly. If they have a lot of hair around the anus, I don't suggest you do anything if you're not going to a groomer, because they could sit down the minute they feel the clipper. They could sit down on your clipper, and if they sat down on that blade, I can get it out quick enough because I know what to do. But if they sat on that clipper, it would cut both sides of the folds of their anus. I don't suppose it would feel very good. Right? So if you're going to a groomer and you want to have this part along the belly, from the inside of their legs to their belly, up their chest, it's called a false fringe. But then I don't know who you're going to, so I don't know if they would know that terminology. So you have to be, first of all, I suggest you go to someone who will let you stay for the first groom, and then you will get exactly what you're looking for. You tell them you don't want their fringes touched. Their fringes have to stay like this, but the fringes under here, which means, that's why it's called a false fringe, they can take that out. Just take a little swatch, maybe about this wide, from here to here. And then when they lay down in the heat on a cool spot, then it cools their organs down really fast. This is to keep them, protect them from the sun. This will cool their organs down. A lot of dogs like to go wade in the water, but they don't like to swim. They're cooling their organs down because that's where they all are, inside here. And then they cool down quicker. Okay, the next thing we'll go on to is teeth. Hi, I'm back. Some people were asking how I brush teeth. My dogs are on raw. I don't eat meat. The dogs are on raw, and they have extremely good teeth. They eat bones, and I think that's the best way to keep them clean, is give them a bone, a raw bone, not a bone marrow bone. That can get caught on their bottom jaw. But if I had to brush their teeth, what I use is a product called CHX. You can get this from your vet. It's got chlorhexidine in it. And what I do is I put it in a smaller bottle. And you take a little napkin, spray it, and then I just lift, rub, I do their gums, I do their front. It doesn't taste bad. She just had a bone, so there's a little bit of blood on the napkin. So I'll go to the other side. And I just put my hand here, lift up. But don't lift up too high, because as soon as you lift up too high, it bothers them to breathe. So, and then they get agitated. You don't have to look as much as you just have to feel. You can feel that you're on there. I go up in the gums. This chlorhexidine, what it does is like a mouthwash. Don't you chew that. Good boy. It stays in their mouth. Acts as kills germs and kills all kinds of stuff. So you can't feed them anything for half an hour. Then what I do is I just take it and spray in the pocket. She puts it around her mouth. I mean, she'd rather it not be in her mouth, but it's not a horrid taste. Okay, so it just mixes with her saliva and it acts as a mouthwash. That's all I do. I don't use a toothbrush. I don't use toothpaste. Because the reason why they've gone to the CHX is because when you use a toothbrush, the dog is not very comfortable with the toothbrush. And you get going like this, and what happens is you fall off of the tooth, and you get up here in the gum. And what you can't see is you make little tiny grooves in the gum itself, and then the bacteria then goes into the grooves in the gum. You don't see it. That's why I don't like the toothbrush. My vet was at a conference in Las Vegas, and this was coming from a dental veterinarian, and that's why they said that they're encouraging their clients to use the CHX. So they were finding too much damage done by people trying desperately to brush their teeth, when they were actually doing more damage. It's cleaner. It's not like the Gucky toothpaste that's poultry flavored. It's very clean. It doesn't leave their face all dirty, and they don't mind it at all. And I do that maybe once a week. I'll go in and I'll do that. Now, as you can see, for 9 years old, these are her teeth. Now, when she came into rescue, they didn't look like that. But she's got really, just your teeth, bad teeth can be hereditary too. But she's got really good teeth. Nina's teeth came back after she was rescued. Again, 90% to do with the raw. And so that's how I do the teeth. So I guess that's it. If you want anything else to know or clarify anything, then you just have to let me know and I will try and help you out. Have a good day. Bye.